My dear students, today I would like to discuss a very amazing short trick, and I'll teach you how we can create the short tricks also. You can just see the lengthy methods given in the textbooks. Let us bypass these methods and solve the problem without pen and paper. Okay, let us discuss here now. You can see that the two nearest harmonics of a closed pipe, it is given. What is given? It is 220 and 260 closed harmonics. That means successive harmonics. Okay. And what is the fundamental frequency of that system? It's a closed pipe. And you know, in a closed pipe, frequencies are in the ratio 1:3:5. That means there is a gap of 2. There is a gap of 2. And he is giving the successive frequencies 220 Hz and 260 Hz. See the lengthy methods given in the books. He has taken 220, 260. Separate formulas he has taken. And he has wasted a lot of your time and my time. How can you bypass these methods? It's very simple. See, whatever the frequencies he has given, just to make the difference of these two frequencies, 260 minus 220 divided by 2. Why? Because in between successive frequencies there is a gap of 2. If you divide with 2, then you will be getting 40 by 2, which is taken as 20 Hz, and your answer is ready. Your answer is ready, which is going to be the fundamental frequency. You can just see here, V by 4L into 2 is equal to 40. So V by 4L is the fundamental frequency, is dividing with 40. Instead of going all this process, why don't you bypass this and solve the problem in super simple way? Just dividing the difference by 2, you'll get the answer in such type of problems. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. My dear students, let us discuss a shortcut method to solve these problems, which was given in NEET waves chapter. Okay. So what is the shortcut method here? Let us discuss about that. You can just see that in the question, the given first question here, it is said that velocity is 350 meters per second through warm water. It is 3500 meters per second in a brass. Warm water and brass. Speeds are different. If you observe, wavelength is 700. 700, it's not going to change. Wavelength is not going to change, 700. But here, it enters from brass to warm water. It enters from brass to warm water. That is a shortcut method for this. Now let us see here now. For example, you are taking one medium here. Let us take, this is a warm water. And let us take, this is a brass. This is a brass, this is a warm water. Okay. And here waves are traveling. Here also waves are traveling here. Waves are traveling from through two mediums, we can say here. Okay. See here, if medium changes, frequency does not change. If medium changes, frequency does not change. Frequency remains constant. What is going to change? Either velocity changes or wavelength changes, but frequency is not going to change. You remember this concept. This shortcut will help you to solve the problem which is given here now. So from this it is understood that V is equal to N lambda, and lambda is going to be, frequency is going to be constant. Then what happens? What happens to this lambda? So with this it is understood that V is directly proportional to lambda. If you observe here, velocity increases by 10 times. Velocity increases by 10 times. As it is a direct relation, we can write even wavelength also increases by 10 times. Okay. So C option is the correct answer. Wavelength also increases by 10 times because it's a direct related. It's directly related. This is a shortcut method here. So if you observe the second question, it is given that y is equal to a sin omega t minus kx. Is it? Now, he is asking us he is telling in the question that wave velocity equal to maximum particle velocity. Wave velocity is equal to maximum particle velocity. So, what is the wave velocity and what is the particle velocity? See here. Okay. So, velocity of a wave is equal to maximum particle velocity. Okay. So this is a given condition here. So what is velocity, wave velocity formula? You know that I already told that omega is directly proportional to velocity. Angular velocity is directly proportional to linear velocity. If you remove this proportionality, you will get a constant k, that is kv. Okay, so here v is equal to omega by k. V is equal to omega by k. This v is said to be the velocity of a wave. Okay, so you can write now v is equal to omega by k. And what is this? Maximum particle velocity. What is the formula for particular velocity? It is nothing but omega into a. That's it. Omega into a. So here omega gets cancelled. Okay. And what is asking us to find out? He is asking us to find out the value of wavelength. How are you going to find out the value of wavelength? Now, you can just see what is left here now. 1 by k is equal to a. Okay, and you know k is nothing but 2 pi by lambda. You just substitute here now. 2 pi by lambda, which is nothing but a. So from this it is understood that your answer is going to be how much? Lambda. Lambda is nothing but 2 pi into a. That's it. Lambda is nothing but 2 pi into a. So your option is C. Hope you have enjoyed this. Thank you very much. My dear students, today we would like to discuss about a very genius short trick here. What is that short trick? Let us discuss about that. You can just see the question and textbook solution also. What is this question actually? Let us discuss about that. There is a string, okay, and the fundamental frequencies are given here. Resonant frequencies are given. There are two frequencies given, which is taken as 315 Hz, and they are also 420 Hz here, okay, and there is no other frequency in between these two frequencies. It is given like that, isn't it? And the lowest frequency of the string is going to be how much? That means fundamental frequency you have to find out, okay. And you all know in this case of a string, we can bypass all these methods and directly we can solve the problem. How can you solve the problem directly? First I will tell you. After that I will tell you the reason behind that also. Instead of doing all this stuff, what you can do is, you know, these two are the frequencies. If you find the difference between them, the answer is ready here. That's it, isn't it? So 420 minus 315 is already giving you 105 Hz. Need not do all this stuff here, isn't it? It's a waste of time. Why should we do all this nuisance and nonsense? Let us just make the difference of that and get the answer. That's it, isn't it? Now, why we have to do the difference? That is the question before us. That we will discuss about that. Now, what is the reason behind that is, you all know that fundamental frequency is V by 2L, and second one is 2V by 2L, and third one is 3V by 2L. If you see all these, the gap is going to be only 1. Okay, the gap is going to be, what is the ratio actually? So if you do n1 is to n2 is to n3, the ratio is 1 is to 2 is to 3 and so on like this, isn't it? This is the ratio here, okay. So if the successive frequencies are given, if you make the difference, okay, if you make the difference between these two, like for example 3V by 2L and 2V by 2L, 3V by 2L minus 2V by 2L, you are going to get V by 2L, which is going to be the fundamental frequency here, okay. So if you want to find out the fundamental frequency, you just subtract the frequencies which are beside, then you will get V by 2L directly. Why should we do all these things? So just make the difference, find the difference and get the answer directly. Hope you have enjoyed. Thank you very much. My dear students, how can you solve the problems of wave motion in a just super simple way with minimum explanation? That means fastest way of understanding the concept and simplest way of solving the problem. Let me discuss about two problems in one shot, okay. So you can just see the first problem. If you observe the first problem, what can you see in the first problem? He has given a wave equation. What he has given? He has given a wave equation, okay. Let me write the wave equation and try to explain what is this actually. So you can just see y is equal to a sine kx minus omega t. Okay, you can just see the wave equation and let us compare that wave equation with a general equation. Okay, it's x is there means it is kx and t is there means it is omega t. That's it. Very simple way I can explain you here. So from this it is understood that k is equal to 8 and omega is equal to 4, isn't it? K is equal to 8 and omega is equal to 4. Now just see here. Try to understand what I am going to explain now. It's a simple way to understand. See here, in a circular motion, any body is having linear velocity as going in a circular motion means it is also having angular velocity. It is also having angular velocity. A body rotating in a linear velocity, the faster it moves with a linear velocity, the larger will be the angular velocity. That means it is understood that angular velocity is directly proportional to linear velocity. The greater the linear velocity, the faster will be the angular velocity. That's it. Then what you will do? If you remove the proportionality, you will get a constant that is kv. Okay. And in the problem, he is asking us to find out the velocity. Then what is the formula for velocity? Velocity is nothing but omega by k. Omega by k. You all know what is omega. You all know what is k also. So 4 by 8, which is nothing but 0.5 meters per second. Your answer is ready. So super simple way I am going to explain you. Okay. So first problem is over. Let us go for the second problem. Let us see what is going to happen here. Okay. So to understand the second problem, you should know one thing, that let us imagine this is a wall and rope is tied to a wall. Rope is tied to a wall and you are going to make the rope move up and down. Then what happens? Continuously if you move the wave up and down, you can just see that there is a wave which has been created. Okay. For example, here. For example, here if there is a pulley and you are hanging over the pulley with certain weight, okay, this is the tension. The greater the weights you add, the larger will be the tension, because you know mg is acting downwards and tension is acting upwards. The greater the tension, the greater the weight. You add more weights, tension will increase. You know what happens when the tension will increases? You all know velocity is directly proportional to root t. And you also know velocity is inversely proportional to root mu. What is mu actually? If you take a wire, what is the meaning of mu? Mu is nothing but linear density. Let us imagine the mass of the wire is m and length of the wire is L here. So linear density means mass by length. Linear density means mass by length. Okay, mass per unit length. That is called as linear density. So here it is understood that if you join these two, what are you going to get now? If you join these two, you will get that V is equal to root of T by mu. That's it. V is equal to root of T by mu. Here it is seen that in the problem, he has given you linear density. He has given you the tension also. A simple method is, you can just take V is equal to root of T. What is T here? 70. And what is mu here? It is 7 into 10 power minus 3. Okay. So if you simplify this one, you will be getting C option, that is 100 meters per second. So this is going to be the answer for this question. Hope you have enjoyed the simplest method of explanation. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. My dear students, today I would like to teach you how to solve the problems of NEET in wave motion in a just super simple way. You can't imagine that how can you solve the problem so simply. Let us see here now. So he is asking us to find out the equation of a wave. By just giving two values, you have to frame the equation of a wave. How can you find that? He has given the wavelength as 2 pi and he has given the frequency as 1 by pi. Then let us see ahead. So what is this wavelength? How can you find out the wave equation by using this? You know the general form of writing the wave equation is y is equal to a sine kx minus omega t. This is going to be your general form of writing an equation. But neither he has given k, neither he has given omega in the question. But indirectly he has given the value of k, he has given the value of omega. Let us find out how. So for that, you know that wavelength is 2 pi. So you can write K is equal to 2 pi by lambda as a general formula. Instead of wavelength, you can write here wavelength as 2 pi. So 2 pi divided by 2 pi is going to be 1. So we got the value of omega as 1. So how can you find out the value of, K as 1? You can find out the value of omega also. How can you find out the value of omega? So omega is nothing but 2 pi n. Okay. So he has given n as 1 by 2 pi. So you can write this is 2 pi into 1 by pi. So n is 1 by pi. Yeah, pi gets cancelled. So we got the value of omega as 2. That's it. You can just substitute here. But you just remember one thing, that he has given the value of amplitude as 1. So just right now, you can frame an equation. Just see, y is equal to a sine, and instead of a we can write out 1 here. Okay, this is 1 sine kx. K is 1, so directly you can write x, and omega is 2, so minus 2 into t. Your answer is ready, x minus 2t. Let us go for the next equation. Next equation, he has given the two equations here also. So let us go ahead what he has given. So he has given that y1 is equal to a sine omega t plus kx plus 0.57. This 0.57 is considered as phi 1, phase angle. It is phase angle. So general formula of writing the equation is a sine omega t plus kx plus phi 1. So phi 1 is ready with us. What is that phi 1? 0.52. That is 0.57. How can you find out the phase angle for the second equation, which is y2 is equal to a cos omega t minus kx? So you want to convert cos equation into sine equation, you have to add with pi by 2. Let us see what is going to get. So you can write now y2 is equal to a sine omega t plus kx plus pi by 2. That's it. Okay. If you want to change an equation of cos into sine, you need to add pi by 2. That's it. Because sine omega t plus 90, sine omega t plus 90 is going to be cos 90. Sine omega t plus theta. Okay. Sine omega t or sine theta plus pi by 2 is going to be cos theta. That's what. You have to change this angle of sine into cos, or cos into sine by just adding pi by 2. But what is this pi by 2? This is going to be your phase angle, isn't it? This is going to be your phase angle. Then what is the phase angle for phi 2? Phi 2 is nothing but pi by 2, which is 3.14 divided by 2, which is going to be 1.57. So we got phase angle phi 1, we got phase angle phi 2, and he's asking us to find out the phase difference. It's so simple that you can find out the phase difference as delta phi is going to be phi 2 minus phi 1, which is 1.57 minus 0.57 is going to be 1 radian. So your answer is ready. So first option is going to be your answer. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you. Dear students, let us solve the problem in a super simple way. You can see the textbook method. It's a little bit more effort you need to solve the problem by using the textbook method. Let us avoid this method. Okay. Let us avoid this method and go with a super simple method. So what is a simple method to solve this problem without any efforts? Let us discuss about that. Okay. So for that, what you have to do is, you just see here sine omega t cos omega t. You all know sine omega t means it comes under y-axis, and cos omega t means it comes under x-axis. Okay. And if you observe the coefficient of sine and cos, nothing is there. Nothing is there means 1 is present. Here also 1, here also 1. That means amplitudes along the x-axis and y-axis are going to be 1. That means this is 1. You can consider x equal to 1 and y is also equal to 1 here. Okay. So this is also equal to 1. And if these two are 1 and 1, then the resultant is going to be root 2, because You know, 1 means the resultant is going to be root 2. Your answer is ready. Without pen and paper also you can solve this problem. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.